Shalom. Call halal YAHAWAH BAHASHAM BAHASHAM QADASH. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule well, who taught me this truth. Enough respect and salutations to the fellow Akim, the house of David, the hopefully elect. Peace to you sincere brothers that's fervently on fire pushing this truth. Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHWASHI brought a thumb to you, Akim, as well as the sincere YAHAWAH that are listening and learning. This is your brother YAHWASHI from the Birmingham branch coming to you again with this 100% doctrine. And I got this article queued up. I want to land back on the brother Raheem in our camp down in Birmingham. Did a quick edifying lesson. Not that long, just straight to the point. And I wanted to land back on this, speaking on these reparations. And we already know where our reparations is going to come from. We understand this, but to hear our people speak, and we say our people because of the outer appearance, nevertheless, a man is known by his countenance, right? He might have a wicked root in him, all right, pursuing to the tares, all right. So they might come looking like us, but they talking shit like Charles Barkley's and Hershey Walker's we finna focus on. Then they might just be of the nation of Edom, So without further ado, let's go ahead and get it. Lord willing, this be edifying and comforting.
I've had intermittent internet and power here in Louisiana, as y'all have in Texas. A couple of questions real quick. Mr. Herschel Walker has not had an opportunity to speak up here in the last part of this hearing. If he's still with us, I just wanted to pitch it to him and give him an opportunity to see if there was anything that's been said so far last couple of hours here that he wanted to respond to.
Yeah, and we're going to get to Hershey. But just, the ways of Esau, man, are so fucking cunning, so tired. This is him throwing Hershey or alley-oop. This thing about this HR Bill 40 has been going on. This particular segment here has been going on for 3 hours. So they at the latter end, all right, well, they ain't finna shut down. But Esau, Edom, as he is, he always want to pitch Jake out there. He want to put Jake out there in the forefront because it doesn't, it always benefits him when Jake is speaking on his behalf, trying to accomplish his, dream, or what have you, or his, his policy, which is denying the reparations for so-called Negroes, man. Would they say African Americans? So that's that cunning hunter, man. He'll throw you out there just to throw you off, man. And you got the coon himself, full of buffoonery. He finna tell you what he finna tell you. Let's get it.
Walker?
Yes, I'd like to respond, and I want to thank Ms. Jackson Lee. I'd like to ask, does she know the year of those pictures? And the reason I ask that is whenever I get on a subject, I do facts finding myself. And one of the things I looked up and I asked my mom is how many African American was alive today that was in slavery, which is none. So I go to some of the older people for experience, and I remember my mom mentioning, how could we pay for your great-great-grandfather being burned to death? Or how could you pay for your great-great-uncle being hung?
Well, we have answers to that, man. And that's the beauty of the scriptures, man. All right, and that House bill, I got it queued up here, HR 40. It's just pretty much it's established a commission to study, all right, and study and examine, all right, discrimination of colonies from 1619 until today, all right, by the appropriate remedies, among other requirements, right? This is what the bill is trying to, and I got this off congress.gov. So anybody is free to the public. You just go, searching, all right? But he said you can't go back and find out, who, what, when, how. Shit, the scriptures give us all the answers we need, man. You know, and this is why we say that some of our people, you know, all of Israel is not of Israel, man. You know, Scripture tells you that, roughly paraphrasing. You know, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 18. I'm gonna start at 14. It says, "Now, lo, if he begot a son that seeth all his father's sins," that's the key. You seeth all your father's sins, all right, which he hath done, and considereth, and doeth not such like, that he, Salakia, that hath not eaten upon the mountains, a usury, all right, living deliciously, receiving gifts, neither have lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Israel. You see, the idols which our people follow so earnestly, right? They want to be like the Romans, the Grecians, the Assyrians. Y'all want to be like the Egyptians. Everybody we've been in captivity, you want to be just like them. Get the fuck out of town, man. It says, "Have not defiled his neighbor's wife," adultery. All right, to you men out there that seem to be that's such a cool and fad, you know, you know, you're ignorant, man. You know, verse 16 it says, "Neither have oppressed any, hath not withholden the pledge." All right, judging. We haven't oppressed any nation. We only had a little time, that 40-year reign, right? King Solomon. All right. Prior to that, King David. It's just a glimpse that we had the luxury of having these heathen nations up under us, right? All right. So we haven't oppressed nothing. It says, "Neither hath spoiled by violence, but hath given his bread to the hungry, and hath covered the naked with a garment." That's preaching. That's speaking the truth, right? It says, "That hath taken off his hand from the poor, that hath not received usury nor increase." You know, and of course, Hershey's and these so-called diplomats for Israel, you call them motherfuckers that, they have received usury for increase because this place was gotten by robbery. All right, and they use their sports, they athletic abilities to get, you know, a little substance for them. You know, they basically dancing and singing. You know, "That hath not received usury or increase, hath executed my judgments, hath walked in my statutes. He shall not die for the iniquity of his father. He shall surely live." So I'm giving you a backdraft of what's going to take place coming soon. The judgment that's taking place, the people that's being frozen in their houses, they freezing in their cars. These people that don't have food, all right, these people that don't have heat, water, adequate drinking, you know, certain living supplies. These people are getting judged for the things they have done in their past life. Continuing on, "As for his father," hold on, what? Because we took away all, you know, we was just talking about the person himself. But as for his father, because he surely oppressed, spoiled his brother by violence, who we talking about here, and did that which is not good among his people, lo, even he shall die in his iniquity. So the Lord has given you from 14 down to 18, Ezekiel 18, 14 through 18 is telling you, hey man, if you see what's going on and abstain from those ways, depart from this place spiritually, mentally, all right, because we're trapped here physically, then you're going to live by doing what's right in the Lord's eyes, right? But as for your father, as for your brother, shit, man. And you got this coon ass nigga, if he is a nigga, you know, rough and paraphrasing so-called, telling you, you know, he telling you at the end, just work, get a job, avoid mass incarceration. These motherfuckers.
And I understand that those pictures are horrible, but right now I think the facts found is going to be very difficult to go back over history when history is not even taught in school on what we're trying to find.
See, he's supposed to be so educated, went back to Georgia after he didn't, you know, did his football career, got his degree. But he's telling you that history is not even taught in school. No, their history is taught in schools. You know? I want to say words that I don't, I don't even want to say them to her because, you know, golly, man, this is how deep the rabbit hole can go for you. You know? This is Numbers, chapter 35. I'm going to start at 31. And it reads, moreover, ye shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer. Let's read this one more time. Numbers 35 and 31. Moreover, ye shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer. We all know who the murderer is, man. The robber, the spoiler. Contentment, fulfillments of one's wishes, expectations, needs, or the pleasure derived from this. Become not vain in robbery, trust not in oppression. You see that? Moreover, ye shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer, which is guilty by death, or of death, Salakia. But he shall be surely put to death. These are the laws, these are the scriptures pertaining to Israel. And we're going to enforce by the way of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, and King David, and the men, you know, like-minded. This is bad. You can't get over this script. What you gonna say, Hershey? What's up, Hershey?
And that's what I think is so difficult, because as I was looking up reparation, which I've been doing for the last year, it is very, very difficult to find facts on different things of the African American history.
See, you can say what you want to say, but when you got a spiral staircase, a stone, fireplace, you got your 1,000 yards a season for those seasons you was playing for Dallas, but you taking satisfaction in the life of a murderer, man. Matter of fact, let's just get that. Vain in robbery. There it is. 6, 2, and 10. Trust not in oppression. Who oppressed their brother? And become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. So reparations is just a conversation. It's just a talk. It's not even, it's something that, so-called Negroes and a couple of these Edomites, they came up, all right, let's just pitch this. The scripture tell you in Job 20 and 10, they shall seek to please the poor. All right? So our people out here, they trusting in robbery because it's vain, it's nothing. The motherfucker that stole the place, he gonna give you some FRNs, man, tell you, hey, have a nice day. That's why we say that, they of Israel, not all of Israel. Hebrews 12, all right, 15, it says, I'm gonna start at 14. It says, follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord, YAHAWASHI, man. All right? Now, without peace and being separate from this world, without peace amongst the brethren, amongst the camps, particularly here at GMS, all right? It says, without that, you're not going to see the Lord, man. Let's continue, though. It says, looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of the Most High, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled. How you defiled? Well, you get touched in a certain way. Your mother got raped by an Edomite. Now you sown amongst the wheat. Now you're a tear. You know what I mean? Because looking diligently, let's get that word looking. All right.
Strong's G 1983, Episcopeo. Episcopeo.
Episcopeo. Get to the point. To look carefully. Beware. So we might be perceiving, all right, the outer man, but it's known by his countenance, you know? You're known by what you produce. You see? And there's some traders. Yeah, there's some traders. We got that account. Let's get that account. 2 Maccabees, chapter 4. I'm going to start at 15. It says, not saddened by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all. So you like to shave your face. Our folks out here, they love to put they, exercise, of course. That's a Greek custom. Our women love to put that blonde wig shit, weave in their hair. You got a heathen, abominable beast, synthetic hairs in your fucking head. How many demons you got on you then, how people like to get lighter. They like to, take the melanin off themselves. These things have to be addressed, and these things have to be dealt with. And Yahawashi is going to deal with them, because they didn't like what Moses put down to the people. They didn't like Joshua. They didn't like Nehemiah. They don't like Joel. They didn't like these prophets, man. They didn't like Noah. So how much more? It says, not saddened by the honors of their fathers, but like the glory of the Grecians best of all. 2 Maccabees 4 and 16. By reason whereof sore calamity came upon them. And that's finna take place hard. Just try to call somebody in Texas, man. Atlanta Housewives or shit. Houston Housewives or the screwed up clique. See what's going on with them, man. It says, for they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose custom they follow so earnestly, and unto whom they desire to be like in all things. And our people just love to cling on to the, notion of being just a proud American. I got it. You could get it too, But let's fast forward, and we're gonna, wind this down. Let's fast forward this thing. All right. Let's go back here. Let's go 441.
There are think tanks on the left, like the Brookings Institution, and think tanks on the right, like the American Enterprise Institute, and they agree that the way to escape poverty is to do a handful of things. Number one, finish high school. Number two, don't have a kid until you get married. Number three, get a job, keep a job, and don't quit that job until you get another job. And number four, avoid the criminal justice system. And they don't say that this formula only applies to you if you're white. They say that the formula applies to anybody.
Very good. I yield back, Madam Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. Your time has...
This nigga got a tie and got a shaved face, and he telling you to get a job, keep a job, don't lose a job, avoid the criminal justice criminal. I'm going to tell you something, man. We're going to read this last scripture here. It says, for it is not a light thing, 2 Maccabees 4 and 17, for it is not a light thing to do wickedly against the laws of the Most High. But the time following shall declare these things. And this time here is declaring all these things that have been spoken of by the scriptures, by the holy prophets, by BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. It's taking place right now. And one last thing, the curses and the prophecies are undefeated. There's no way out. Shalom. On to the next one.